Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse, to judgment. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood, for Yahweh hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Explanation. The prophet Isaiah delivers a severe warning. Yahweh's wrath will descend upon Edom, Idumea. Their destruction is described as a divine sacrifice, meaning it is intentional and righteous judgment. Bozrah, a chief city in Edom, is named to emphasize the targeted nature of this slaughter. Edom is labeled as the people of my curse, highlighting that their enmity with Israel has sealed their fate. Jeremiah 49:7-10. Concerning Edom, I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee. I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him. Explanation. Jeremiah echoes Yahweh's intention to expose and judge Edom. Their terribleness, or pride, has led them into self-deception. Yahweh promises to uncover their secrets and bring them to ruin, leaving them defenseless. The reference to Esau reminds us that this punishment is for their ancient opposition to Jacob and the covenant people, Ezekiel 25:12-13. Because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus saith Yahweh, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom. Explanation. Yahweh declares divine retaliation for Edom's vengeful acts against Judah. This isn't mere war. This is personal vendetta, violating kinship and covenant boundaries. As a result, Yahweh himself stretches out his hand in judgment, a term used when divine wrath is unleashed directly, not through intermediaries. Ezekiel 35:5-6. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood. Explanation. Edom's ongoing hatred against Israel is met with a sworn promise from Yahweh. I will prepare thee unto blood. That is, Edom's violence will be returned upon their own heads. The use of as I live is a solemn divine oath. There is no escaping this fate. It is blood for blood, because they've spilled the blood of the chosen people. Amos 1:11. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity. Explanation. Edom's cruelty wasn't a one-time offense. It was a series of transgressions, building up until Yahweh declares he will no longer withhold judgment. The image of Edom chasing Israel with a sword, showing no pity, reveals the depth of their betrayal. They had no mercy for their brother Jacob. Obadiah 1:10-11. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob shame shall cover thee, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, even thou wast as one of them. Explanation. Obadiah condemns Edom not only for their violence, but for their passivity and complicity during Israel's downfall. Though related to Jacob, Edom acted like an enemy. Yahweh considers standing by during Israel's calamity as equal to participation with the invaders. 2 Kings 8:20-22. In his days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah. So Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah unto this day. Explanation. This historical record marks Edom's open rebellion against the kingdom of Judah. Though not prophetic, it sets the context for the judgment later pronounced by the prophets. Edom broke free not out of necessity, but out of defiance and pride, which became the root of their judgment. Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Explanation. Paul is quoting Malachi 1:2-3 here to emphasize the sovereignty of Yahweh's choice. Even before their birth, Yahweh had chosen Jacob and rejected Esau. This shows divine election is based on purpose and calling, not personal merit. It confirms Edom's rejected status, even in the renewed covenant context. Hebrews 12:16-17. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person, as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. Explanation. Esau is described as profane, meaning unholy or common. His carelessness in selling his birthright disqualifies him from receiving the promises. Even when he sought the blessing later, Yahweh rejected him. This passage emphasizes that Esau is not only physically rejected, but spiritually unclean and outside the inheritance of the righteous. Acts 7:8. And he gave him the covenant of circumcision. And so Abraham begat Isaac, and circumcised him the 8th day. And Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat the 12 patriarchs. Explanation. This verse, though indirect, underscores that Jacob, not Esau, became the father of the 12 tribes, the heirs of the covenant. Esau is omitted, showing that the New Testament affirms lineage and inheritance only through Jacob, not through Edom. Hebrews 11:20. By faith Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. Explanation. Even though Esau received a blessing, it was not the covenant blessing. Isaac's faith recognized Yahweh's will, that Jacob would be the one to carry the birthright and inheritance. Esau's things to come refer to temporal things, while Jacob's relate to eternal promises. Luke 1:55. As he spake to our fathers, to Abraham, and to his seed forever. Explanation. This is part of Mary's song, affirming that the promise made to Abraham's seed, through Jacob, continues forever. Esau, though born of Isaac, is not counted among this enduring lineage. These verses reaffirm the exclusive covenant and confirm the New Testament's alignment with the prophetic warnings against Esau, Edom. The renewed covenant does not override these distinctions, but reinforces them. The inheritance remains with Jacob's seed, and Edom remains outside. The Lord declares, I have loved you. But the people respond, Wherein hast thou loved us? The Lord answers, Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. This passage begins with Yahweh addressing the skepticism of scattered Israelites. Despite their hardships, he affirms his covenant love. Their question reveals a spiritual blindness. They no longer recognize his favor. The Most High reminds them of the election of Jacob over Esau. Though brothers, only one was chosen. The hatred of Esau is not emotional, but judicial. Edom is outside the promises. Israel remains the chosen seed. The Lord continues, stating he has laid Edom's mountains and heritage waste, a place now left to the dragons of the wilderness. Mountains symbolize dominion. By laying them waste, Yahweh stripped Edom of its power. The reference to dragons implies unclean, chaotic forces now dwell there, signs of irreversible judgment. Edom's land, once secure, is cursed and abandoned. Edom protests, claiming, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. But the Lord of hosts responds, They shall build, but I will throw down. Here we see Edom's pride. Even in defeat, they boast of recovery. But the Most High directly opposes their plans. This reveals a deeper truth. No matter what Edom attempts, their fate is sealed. Their defiance will be crushed. The Lord declares that men shall call Edom the border of wickedness, and recognize them as the people against whom he has indignation forever. Edom becomes a byword. Their legacy is evil. The term border implies Edom is the edge or boundary of wickedness, meaning their presence defines the limit of what is acceptable. And his anger is not temporary, it is eternal. The Lord addresses Edom's crime. They harbored a perpetual hatred and spilled Israelite blood by the force of the sword, especially during their brother's time of calamity. This is not mere violence, it is betrayal. Edom turned against Israel not in war, but during distress, magnifying their guilt. Their hatred was generational, and their actions were deliberate. This goes beyond politics, it's ancient enmity. Because Edom attacked when Israel's iniquity had an end, the Lord declares, As I live, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. This divine oath seals Edom's fate. Israel was nearing restoration, and Edom struck. This was more than opportunism. It was rebellion against the divine timeline. As a result, blood vengeance is decreed. Judgment will be as unrelenting as their violence. Edom is guilty of not abhorring bloodshed, therefore blood shall pursue them. This is divine justice. They embraced violence. Now violence will embrace them. There is no escape because the measure they used will be measured back. The Lord promises to stretch out his hand upon Edom, cutting off man and beast, making it desolate from Teman to Dedan. Total ruin is coming. Teman and Dedan, major centers, will fall. No one and nothing will survive. This is not partial judgment, it's erasure. Because of Edom's violence against their brother Jacob, shame shall cover them, and they shall be cut off forever. The familial betrayal brings deep shame. Edom is not a foreign nation. They are kin. And for that betrayal, there is no redemption, no return. Their destiny is obliteration. When Edom stood on the other side as Jerusalem was sacked, doing nothing, they were as the enemies themselves. Neutrality was complicity. Watching Israel's downfall and failing to act made Edom equally guilty. They stood by, cowards in the guise of kin. They looked upon their brother's calamity, rejoiced over his ruin, looted his goods, and captured his survivors. This was not passive observation. Edom mocked, plundered, and enslaved. Their actions were not random. They were calculated. They capitalized on Israel's downfall. The pride of Edom's heart deceived them. They lived in the clefts of the rocks, believing none could bring them down. Their pride stemmed from perceived invincibility. Their geography, high and secure, gave them false confidence. But no fortress can stand against the hand of the Almighty. Though Edom exalts itself like the eagle and nests among the stars, the Lord declares he will bring them down. The eagle, a symbol of empire, won't save them. Their rise is only to make their fall more pronounced. This is not political overthrow. It is divine retribution. The Lord asks rhetorically, "Shall I not destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding from the mount of Esau?" Even their leaders, their thinkers and counselors, will be destroyed. Wisdom won't save them. Their strategies will fail. The mount of Esau will be left without guidance or hope. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and holiness shall return, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. While Edom is destroyed, Zion is restored. This is the reversal. Jacob inherits what Esau stole. The covenant remains with Israel. Holiness is exclusive to them. The house of Jacob shall be a fire, Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau shall be stubble. This is not mere metaphor, it is prophecy. Israel becomes the instrument of Edom's destruction. The northern and southern kingdoms are united as flame. Esau is fuel for judgment. There shall be no remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. The final word, eradication. No survivors, no future. The Most High has spoken. His word is irreversible. Final word to the lost tribes. To the remnant of scattered Israel, take heart. The Most High remembers his people. Edom's betrayal is noted, and vengeance is coming. You are not forgotten. Do not be deceived by Edom's present success or presumed glory. Their end is written. Wait upon the Lord. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. Zephaniah 3:8.